Hey, guys. How are we doing? Good morning, great morning, grand rising, great day, all of the above. How are we doing today? I was finishing up a phone call. That was my slight delay. Ran a little longer than I intended, but I love talking to you guys. With another student of mine, Stephanie, that's quit her full-time job, and now she's making six figures as a notary signing agent, killing the game. And so she was just telling me how she was relocating to a different area, and we were talking about that. One thing I want to say that I was talking to her about is a lot of times, guys, we listen to other people when they try to tell us what we can and can't do. Okay. There is no business model, there's no venture, there's no nothing out there that exists where someone's going to tell you you can't do something. Okay. There will always be people who say, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that. And it's so important, guys, that you make up your mind yourself on what it is that you're going to do. So if you're saying, hey, Vanessa, I'm so serious about this, I'm going to make six figures and I'm going to do it in 2021. Okay, you have to commit that to you, to yourself. This is what I'm doing. So when your sister comes or your mom comes or your best friend comes, or somebody you saw on Facebook comes, things like that, and they tell you, that's unrealistic. They're selling you pipe dreams. You can't do that. You have to already have in your mind, I've already decided this is what I'm going to do. There is no one out there who's successful that I've ever heard say people did not tell them this is not going to work. I told you guys my story. When I first got into entrepreneurship in 2012, I had plenty of people tell me I couldn't do it. And it was not just my notary business. I've done plenty of things. They'll say, oh, don't do this. Just get a job. Just get a job. You have kids. You need stability. What about insurance? This, da, 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 da. Okay. And had I listened to them, I would not be where I am right now. Okay. And so I say it to say that there's no one that's exempt on this planet from receiving negative information and receiving people who are going to say, hey, and people, the thing I want to point out, guys, is people aren't everybody. Everyone's not, now there may be some people out there who are doing it, but everyone's not out there trying to sabotage you. Everyone's not out there intentionally, telling you, hey, to them, they think that they're helping you. They're trying to protect you. They're trying to keep you safe where they are. And a lot of people do that. And it's a fear tactic a lot of times. And it's not that, they're bad people. It's that someone can only teach you what they know. Right? So the concept is you wouldn't go to an overweight physical therapist, right? You wouldn't ask, someone who's in an extreme amount of personal debt, horrible credit score, no assets, things like that for financial guidance. Would you? I wouldn't. Why would I ask you how to spend my money and you don't have any? Why would I ask you how to get in shape and you're not in shape? Okay. Why would I ask somebody who doesn't know the business of being a notary public and how to make six figures and can do it with her eyes closed several times over without even thinking about it? Why would I not just ask her versus I want to talk to Jim down the street who said he watched YouTube videos and gave it a shot and it didn't work? Okay. A lot of people, they're just telling you what they know. So they're saying, well, notaries, can't you get that done at your bank for free? And so when you listen to people like that, and it's not, and like I say, it's not just in this industry, it's literally in every business model that you go to. If you say, hey, I want to run for president, right? That was the number one thing I say. And you guys know I don't do politics, but if you saw my story that I put out on social media a few months ago, where I was saying that don't let people tell you what you can't do. Because if we go back to the election that was several years ago when Obama was running and everybody kept saying you would never be president. And honestly, I was one of the people who would say, I don't think he'll win, because we all know, what happens in this country. And so I said, I don't think he's going to win. And so I would tell everybody, he's not going to win. Why would he win? Come on, guys. And so my thing in the video that I said was, what if I was the best friend of Obama's, right? What if I was his best friend, his ride or die? And I've been there from the beginning. And he asked me, hey, what do you think about this? I'm running. And I just kept saying, oh, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And I'm sure he had people telling him that he couldn't do it, right? I'm pretty sure he did. And the fact that for me, it was just like, that was a prime example of you cannot listen to other people. And I think I'm a pretty nice person. For the most part, I think I'm a decent person. I'm a nice person. I'm not, out to sabotage anybody. But based off the way I was raised and the culture around me and my surroundings, it was like, okay, you can't do that. But what did he do? He did it anyway. And I say that as an example of one of the things we all know, like stories we can all relate to, people that we all have heard of people who say, oh, this person can't do that, then they do it. Oh, wow, they pulled it off. So I say it to say, don't let people tell you you can't do something. And like I said, they're not telling you to come from a place of hurt. Like they're not trying to hurt you. A lot of times, well, most times, they're not trying to hurt you. It's just that they're talking to you from what they know and their experience. And so they're trying to protect you. Sometimes they're trying to keep you with them because, a lot of people, you'll start to see that when you start making more money and you start, experiencing different things, those same people that were next to you while you were, low income or wherever your social status is, they may start treating you differently. They may, maybe start being mean. They may start getting jealous, things like that. And they may still genuinely love you, but they haven't been able to figure out how to deal with their shortcomings. And so your improvement and your growth is a spotlight to their, I don't want to say failure, because it's not a failure, to their level of where they currently are. So you have to be very mindful of that, guys, when you're out and you're talking to people and you're, saying, hey, I'm a notary now and I'm doing this, especially if you go to vent to somebody. Vent to people that will build you up. Do not vent to someone who is going to have a pity party with you. Okay, so if I have a problem, I'm not going to go to somebody who's the queen of all problems, who's always complaining about something, to say, oh my God, look, this happened, because she's going to say, I know the world sucks. I don't need that. Okay, I don't need you to agree with me. When I have issues, which I do, because we all do, I go to people who are like, I call them eagles in the industry. I go to people who I know are motivated, all the time. Everyone has their downtime, but people will tell, like Angel tells me all the time, like whenever something happens, he comes to talk to me, because you will never hear me tell you anything negative. And so he came to me the other day and said, hey, this and happened. I don't really know what to do. I'm upset. How do I do this? And I said, what you do first is you get over it. That's first. Let that go. That was yesterday. Are you done? We're in today. Okay. And then I continue to tell him, okay, that was something small. Are you going to allow something small that someone did take years off your life? Because really, when you get upset and you get angry, your body releases hormones that basically kills you. I'm not going to go into all that, but stress is a killer. And so is what happened to you or whatever somebody did to you worth taking a week off of your life? Do you want to give them a week of your life? No, then let's move on. And so I am always like uplifting to those people. So I look, when I have an issue, I go to somebody who's going to lift me up. So if I say, hey, I'm trying to be a notary and this happened and I'm not making any money, I'm not going to go to somebody who's not making money either. Okay, I'm going to go to somebody who's making money or who's more successful. I'm going to say, hey, this is happening. I'm really upset. Can you help me? And then if you go to the right person, they're going to say, okay, what have you done? First of all, crying about it is not going to make you wealthy. No one gets rich from crying. Okay. No one gets success from crying and complaining. Complaining brings you no dollars. Okay. None. Zero. Honey bun. None. Okay. So we're going to stop that. That's not going to help us. Put a pin in that. What we're going to do is put an action step in place. Let's look at what the issue is, look at where you want to be, and figure out a plan to get there, and keep implementing. Okay. Keep implementing until you get to that point. And I say it to say, because you guys know I have my Facebook group, and then I also am in a couple other Facebook groups too, where I see people talking. I'm so glad that my Facebook group is so positive, because y'all know I don't play those games. Okay, we don't do any of those games over here. That's not happening over here. And so I say to say that sometimes when you go into these Facebook groups, you got to be mindful of the fact that these are people. Okay, these are everyday people from every walk of life who probably may not have been the most positive people, but they still want to be notaries. And so a lot of things they'll say, like, I've seen people put comments like, oh, so much foolishness. I try to stay out of the Facebook groups, honestly. I don't know, you know how Facebook, Instagram, and all that, they track what you search a lot, and so they try to bring you what you want to look for. And so on my timeline is always notary stuff. And sometimes, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of annoyed. Like, can I see some foolishness for once? Can I get something that is irrelevant? Anything, everything is notary. And I'm like, okay, all right, here we go, more notary. And so I said to say, what did I do? I said to say that I see a lot of stuff going on in these Facebook groups that you just got to be mindful. People are telling you things that are not true, And it's like, I don't know, I think they get it from other places and they repeat it back and they say, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. Or the most famous one that I see that just, I can't even respond because I don't have the energy to feed into your energy. Because some people, when you respond to them on social media, depends on where you are, they'll receive it and then they'll keep going. But you can tell the way the conversation is going, if it's worth my time. What I'm not going to do is what they call it, be a keyboard gangster with you. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth and argue with you over this little internet connection. That's what I'm not going to do. Okay. Hold on. Are you still using your computer? Yes. That's what I'm not going to do. And so I very rarely get into conversations on Facebook groups about notary stuff unless it's in my group, because I just don't have the energy to do this with you. I'm not going to do this with you. Hold on one second. But I said to say that, sorry guys, I'm sending a quick text message. You have to be mindful of where you're getting your information from. And I mean, even from, I don't name names, guys. People who say they know a lot. Do your own research. And I tell you guys all the time, I am not the queen of everything. I am by far not an expert in notary. Do I think I'm very well versed in it? Yes. But do I know every single thing that is out there for every single state? No. I don't. What I do know is Virginia notary. I can spit that back to you blind in my sleep, like no problem. I can tell you exactly what the law is, what you can't do, what you can't do. Most states, I have a general understanding. If there is a discrepancy, I'll look it up. I'll do my research. But I'm getting more familiar with different states and how they operate. But the idea of growing a notary business in those 3 tiers of general notary work, loan closing, and e-notary, yeah, I'm pretty well versed in it, but you'll never hear me say I know every single thing out there. I've had students correct me before, and I tell you, if I say something wrong, tell me that I'm wrong so I can go look it up. But if you tell me something and I say, actually, this is right, and let me show you where I found my information from. I'm not just going to tell you, take my word from it. I'm going to tell you where my information from. You can look at it, whether it's the state handbook or whatever the case is. And then from there, we should both be able to agree, okay, this is the law. And so I feel like some people just, baby, I just have to walk away sometimes. I have to walk away. I really have to walk away. And so I say that in my group. If you guys are in the Facebook group, you saw that there was a student. There was a student who posted a comment that she got from a signing company. Hold on one second, guys. My phone is going off today. Okay, who posted a comment about that she got an offer from a signing company, and it was like an hour away, and they were offering her $70. She counter offered, and she said basically they sent her back an email response that was basically saying that her counter offer, I guess, was kind of like greedy or something like that, or like, you should be happy that we offered you this, something like you must have gotten training by one of those companies that teach you how to be a 6-figure earner, things like that. First of all, you sound like you mad. Why are you mad that you're not a 6-figure earner? Obviously, you work at a signing service or you're at a title company and you are disheartened. That is not my fault that you work for an hourly rate. That is not my fault. That's what you should have said. You sound like you might be a little jealous. You might be a little green over there, honey bun. That is not my problem. First of all, if I'm going to drive an hour I want more than $70, period. If I'm just driving just to drive, okay, not to mention doing notary work. If anybody want me to pick them up, James, if you call me and say, Vanessa, can you pick me up? You're an hour away. We're going to have to talk about it because that $70 not going to cut it for no, not unless we best friends, James. We best friends, you know, I'll pick you up. But my point is, not only did you want me to drive, you want me to print, you want me to do a loan closing, and you want me to drive back and get those docs to you, honey. Stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. But I told her, I said, you know, send me the name of the company. I definitely want to know. I want to know. But at the same time, what I always say, guys, this is my rule of thumb. Whenever you have a bad experience with a business, never assume that that is the company. The number one thing I've learned in business is that it could be the individual. We've all had jobs, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I know some of y'all, this is perfect as you want to be, but we all have had jobs where we came to work with and we was having a bad day. We had a bad attitude, and we did not handle the situation as the best as we could. We did not represent the company the way we knew we should have. I know for me personally, there has been times where I came to work when I was working at Qdoba, and it was 9:50 and we closed at 10, and someone walks in with their tribe, and I said, really? Really, this is what we're doing, you know? And then they come in and they say, can I have this, this, and this? We out of this, this, and this. And knowing you not out of it, it's in the back. You could go get it, but you just don't feel like it, okay? We all have had those moments where we did not represent the company as best as we could because we had our feelings going on. We may have worked at a call center and had an attitude on the phone because you tired, your boss just yelled at you, your kids called, they done broke something in the house, you hungry. It's just different things going on. And so I say that to say, maybe the employee that sent her that message was having a bad day. The kids done broke the lamp. She got a flat tire. Her dog done pooped through the house. You know, she could have been having a bad day. And she just spilled out on the next person. It's called throwing up on people. Okay, that's what I call it. And I say that, and it's self-development, guys. I say that to say there's some days when I go into my office with my staff, Ashley, Angel, Rita, Kendra, and I know me, okay? I know me, and I know you're not going to get this today. You're going to get, okay? And so when I walk in there, I say, hey, guys, love you. It ain't it for me today. I'm working on it, but I don't want to throw up on you. That's what I call it. It's called throwing up on you. I don't want to throw up on you. So if y'all can give me my space today, I'm going to get this together. And when I get it together, I'm going to let you know. And so it's a lot of growing up. Okay. It's when you grow up. And I said to everybody, I said to my kids, guys, I'm not here today, and I don't want to take that out on you. So I'm going to need y'all to go in your room. You might want to run for cover because I'm not ready today. Today, the way I woke up this morning, I'm going to need some more time, and I don't want to throw up on you. Okay. So I say that I don't want to throw up on you. And so I think the guy that sent her that message was having a bad day because I couldn't believe any company truly believing $70 was a sufficient amount of money to pay a notary to go do a closing that's an hour away. Obviously, she was in her feelings. And for her to even send an email back to let her know about herself, lets her know that she was really in her feelings because she could have worded it a lot nicer. She chose not to. And so that's how we know. There's ways that you handle customer service and ways that you don't. But, you know, we going to move past that point. We going to move on past that point, baby. What was I saying? I kind of got distracted. So I said to say, guys, just be mindful of who you're listening to, who you're getting your advice from. Be mindful of the Facebook groups you're going into. Be mindful of what people are telling you can do and what you can't do. Okay. Just, yeah, especially if I tell you can do something, somebody say, no, you can't. Like the number one thing I get all the time, it blows my entire mind. And if you want people who asked it before, I know it's not you. It's not you, baby. It's not you. But if you asked me before and you know you asked me before, it's okay. I still love you. People say, Virginia's an attorney state. We can't make money here. And I say, we're not an attorney state. Yes, we are. We're an attorney state. You need attorneys do closing here. And then I say, well, I've been doing loan closings for about 8 years without an attorney. Well, that's illegal. You've been breaking the law. Okay. Okay. See, this conversation's not going anywhere. And now we're done. Okay. I get that. Well, you can't charge more than $5 per. That's a popular one. A lot of people say that. Let me address that, please. Let's address this. When people say you can't charge more than $5 per seal, so you can't charge any more money. Honey, let's read through what the handbook says, honey. In most states, not all, because some states do have limitations, but in most states, it gives you a per seal rate. This is how much you can charge per seal. Per every time. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, babies. Hold on. Per every time I take this little piece of plastic and ink and I apply it to the stamp, I can charge you $5. Honey, it did not say how much I can charge you to travel. It did not say how much I can charge you for same-day service. It did not say how much I can charge you for holiday fee, for rush fee, for printing fee, for I just feel like it fee. Don't say that now, listen. But it doesn't say that. It says $5 per every time I stamp this piece of plastic and ink. Okay. And so, of course, I explain it to them nicely. I don't give them all this. But sometimes people say, I had one customer call me and she said, I need to get a power of attorney done. And I need you to come to my house. And I need you to notarize these paperwork for me. I said, awesome. Did you already put the paperwork off? Yes, I did. Awesome. Love it. When did you want me to come? Can you come tomorrow at about 2:00? Sure. Can you text me your address? I can definitely do that. About how much would it be? Where are you located? I'll give you about an estimate. She sent me an address. I said, okay, it'd be $75. She said, excuse me? I said, yes. Let me clear my throat. I'm sorry. She said, excuse me, you can't charge that. You only can charge $5 per seal. I said, that would be true if you were coming to me. Would you like to come to me? And she said, no, it's only $5 regardless. I said, oh, no, honey, because I have to. So I said, what you're asking for is a luxury service, okay? Similar to like when you order pizza, if you call Papa John's and you say, hey, I would like a pepperoni pizza, but can you bring it to my house? Honey, they don't come for free, and neither do I. Okay, so I explained to her, what you're asking for is a luxury service. So if you bring that power of attorney to me, you and your mom come on to my office, it will be $5. However, should you decide that you want me to turn my car on and cut my heat on because it's 13 degrees outside and get in my car and drive 30 minutes to you, honey, to get your paperwork notarized and then get back in my car and come back to my house, honey, then it's going to be $75 because I don't work for free. No, I don't. And so she got all in her feelings. She was so upset. You are breaking the law. You can't do that. I've been a notary for 30 years. You can't. Well, that's sad. You've been missing a lot of money, honey. I'm just saying, you left a lot of money on the table. But anyway, she goes on to tell me about how I can't do this and I'm breaking the law and I'm going to report you to the state commissioning office. I said, okay, make sure you spell my name correctly. It's Terry, with the T is in Tom, maybe when you call. Okay, I definitely did tell her that. I said, make sure you tell them the truth that I offered you to come to me for $5, but you wanted me to drive to you. And so at that point, my rate became $75. Make sure you spell that out now. And it would be awesome if you can give me a call back and let me know what they say. I would love to hear the response. As if I don't already know. But anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. And so the way you basically deal with it, you just tell them, quote them back the law for your state. It's this amount per seal. If your state has a travel, it's this amount per travel. If there's no amount per travel, it's a reasonable rate that we agree on. So if you agree to 75, then we can do this. If you don't agree, then you can go to UPS. You can go to your local funeral home. You can go to a bank. But if you want to meet me, honey, okay, this is the rate. Now, there are times when, and the thing is, it's all about your demeanor, okay? I've had people where I've given a rate to them and they say, oh, I can't afford that, but I really need to get it done. And so I'm a human. I'm a person. I get that. I've been in that situation where I couldn't afford stuff. I get it, honey. And so if you're nice and not rude, most times I will work with you. And I'll say, okay, how much can you do? Okay. And usually I'll work with you. But if you try to tell me about myself, Honey, now we have Siri. That was the second person that said they reported me. You can't charge this. But somehow I still have a notary stamp. Somehow I'm still commissioned. They must have forgot to come get me. Did the commission forget to come get me? They put it on the list to say, hold on, we're going to get Vanessa. Put that on the list for tomorrow, and they forgot. That must have happened. Or maybe I was doing my job properly. Maybe that's what happened. And so, y'all, don't let them people get you worked up. A lot of times people will try to tell you what you can't do because they can't do it. They don't know any better. And that's not their fault. It's just their lack of knowledge. It's the ignorance of, which means ignorance just means that they don't know. And that's not their fault. But you, as the notary, you can educate them. And they can either choose to take your education and use your service, or they can take your education and go to UPS, or they can deny that that never happened and we move on with our business. Either way, we're moving on, okay? And I still smile afterwards, okay? Are we done? Hello. Omari, what she used to do, because she used to get those responses too. I know you guys remember Omari, one of the students that I did in the beginning. She started in my training and quit her job in like a month after that. She was actually a mortgage originator, I think, but she said, it's crazy. I make more money doing this than actually setting loans up. I said, I know. She quit her job. And what she does is she goes to the handbook online and she screenshots that section and she highlights it in yellow that talks about what you can charge. And whenever anybody says anything about, well, you can't do that, she said, oh, let me send you a screenshot of the actual state handbook for notary so you can see that it is legal. I don't want you to take my word for it. And she sends it to them. And I think she sends the link too so they can look up themselves. So that is an option for you too. Okay. All right. I missed a lot of comments. So I wanted to talk to you guys about E-Notary. That's what I want to talk about. But I'm going to see your questions real quick. Do you get payment before or after you notarize? I typically take it after. I know some notaries who say they take it before. The only time I take payment before I notarize is when I do E-Notary. So if I E-Notarize something, I told you guys that video cuts off and they are gone from you as soon as you close that session out. And so if I did not collect money beforehand, I'm not guaranteed payment, and I've already rendered services and they're gone anywhere in the world that they were when they came on the video. And so that being said, I do collect payment beforehand when it comes to E-Notarizations. I personally don't do that when it's like personal general notary work. And then of course you can't do that with loan closings. All right. I missed a lot of comments really quick, so I'm going to scroll back up and see what I missed. Good morning, Alyssa. You said, I never take six-figure advice from someone earning 31. Thank you. Somebody say it for the people in the back. Listen. Okay. It must automatically do when you type the name. Hey, Tia. I get upset because I just don't understand why when you tell them you don't want to hear it, people still try to force their beliefs on you. I'm like, shut up and get away from me. Naomi is silly. Our culture tends to hold us back on a lot of things. That is true. And I'm going to say this real quick. I'm not going to get into it because I told y'all before, I do not do politics. Not for me. And it's not that I don't like talking about politics. I will do politics all day with you in front of me. Because we all know politics can be a heated discussion. And I told you, I'm not a keyboard gangster, okay? We're not going to sit here and I'm not going to go, yeah, take that. I'm not going to do that. Because I get really passionate and I might break the keyboard. So I need you next to me. Don't worry, I won't break you. I need you to be here so you can feel my passion. I don't feel like the type words that I'm putting through on this screen is really, I feel like there's a disconnect here. I need you to understand the vibes that I am giving you. And so for that reason, I don't do politics. I definitely don't do politics in business. But we were talking about, what was I going to say? We were talking about a subject, and what was it? And we're just saying that your culture basically dictates what you can do, like what you decide, you want to do. And I think I'm going to talk about this more on my personal channel, my business and life coaching. But you have to question everything, guys. I always say that. Question everything. Research it yourself. Don't just take someone's word for it. A lot of times people don't know. It's funny. I think it's Jim. No, it wasn't. I think it was Tony Robbins that said, if whatever everyone does, do the opposite. Because a lot of times what everyone does is usually harder to do. It's going to cost you more money. It's going to take longer. So it's like finding the way out of the system and like finding that's more what am I saying? I don't know. You know what I mean. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Alicia. People do impose their own fears on you, that's for sure. And I tell my kids, I said, yes, I do want you to listen to me. I want you to, more so my daughter, because she's older. But I said, don't even take what I say as gold. Like, research it, look it up. And I'm sure there's plenty of things that I still do that I need to shift in my mindset for. But I tell everybody, I said, question everything. Like, for instance, vacationing. Why is it's my number one example I always use. Why do people vacation in the summertime? Right? Everyone does. You go on vacation? Yeah, in summer, right? One, it costs more, always, guaranteed. Trips cost more in the summertime. Why go in the summer? One. Two, it's crowded. Everyone's there. So not only did it cost more, everybody's there. And if you're going down south, it's going to be real hot and uncomfortable. Let me tell you today, okay? And the reason why is because the kids are out of school. So it's like, okay, the kids can come. But see, I homeschool my kids, so we basically go whenever I feel like it. And it's not a big deal. Plus, whenever we travel, we can travel whenever we feel like it. So we're getting the lower rates because we're traveling. When you travel off season, like off the regular, everything's cheaper and it's not crowded. Like, question everything. I'm going to tell you right now, if y'all don't start questioning everything, some of those groups can be negative. I was in a Facebook group and everyone was so negative, and that kind of made me second guess myself about entering the business. Well, I'm glad you found me, honey, because you will not see anything negative come from me, because all I do is talk about positivity and like how we can all increase and grow. You heard? Y'all know I can't be a keyboard gangster. That is not for me. People get so worked up on a keyboard. I keep that to myself. They get really hyper on Facebook. Like, I can't see you. Let me never mind. I want to tell y'all something sometimes, but I don't think y'all ready. I feel like I'm like, Vanessa, what? Was it me? I'm going to leave it where that is. I'm going to leave that where it is. Everything you do is not for everybody to know. Exactly. That's another thing too. Yes, I agree. Do your own research. This girl on YouTube was saying you can't do loan signs in an attorney state. Yeah, you can definitely do them. I was talking to a student this morning who was saying that, and then she said somebody told her that she can't do general notary work in attorney states either. The term people, reading is fundamental. Okay, reading is fundamental. It's fun. And it's fundamental. Okay, y'all remember that show when y'all was growing up called Reading Rainbow? It's Reading Rainbow. I can go anywhere. Just take a look in a book. It's Reading Rainbow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you guys to read. The term attorney state just means that you need an attorney to assist with your real estate transactions. If you're doing general notary work, 9 times out of 10, that's not real estate transaction. It doesn't even apply. How are you putting eggs with cake? Anyone ever had egg cake? It does not mix, okay? Attorney state only applies to real estate transactions. If you looked it up, you would find it. But people are out here saying anything. They just say anything they want to. They just say, the sky is really purple, but you can't see it because the way the clouds are over, they're glazed over. But if you buy these glasses I saw in the store down the street, you'll see the sky is really purple. That's what I'm saying. So I do have a question I'm going to ask you at the end. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Yay! I have a coaching in a minute, so I do have to get ready to go in a few. But y'all know I try to behave myself. You said yes, but I was having a bad day. I was waiting on someone to say something. No, don't, please. We have to be good today, guys. I'm just going through your comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, well, we will be here for you when you're ready to join. Everyone has those days. Yes, they do. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any when you started working with title companies, did you get so much work that you hired local notaries around you? When I started, no. I didn't start hiring notaries like really until recently. Like I had my family and friends that were doing it, and so I would use them. But I don't really consider that hiring. I really look at it like, because I wasn't taking I was taking a profit from some of them, but it was more so just like, oh, I can't do it. You want it? You know, it was more so like that, but it wasn't like to that extent of like how I do it now. Some lady said I can't charge $20 if the seal cost is $3. Needless to say, I didn't get that customer. That's okay. They'll be just fine. Tell them get up and go to UPS. No discounts over here. Continue to pay the pizza guy. Listen. Okay, let me see where I left off at. I think I'm trying to make sure I don't miss comments. I really enjoyed the interaction, though. You guys always ask a lot of good questions, too. I have done that, highlighted information. Oh, yeah, to show them the text. I'm in the process of taking your class now. Awesome, Dana. Well, keep me posted on your progress. I love it. Okay. I'm trying to see where I left off. The printer you have in the back is the same one the printer you have in the back is the same one I'm being offered as a gift. Is that good for notary work, Vanessa? Yes, I like that one. Dual tray laserjet all in one. You're on vacation. Where are you? I want to go. Take me with you. It's like 20 degrees. It's so cold. Help me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna behave. Oh, I gotta tell you something too. Okay, how many e-notaries do you complete each month? So it depends. When I was really doing e-notaries, you can do them all day. You can do like 10. I wouldn't even do 10. So prior to, let's talk about my notary stuff. But prior to COVID, I wasn't hardly doing any e-notary. I might do like one or two, maybe like in a 6 months period. I have an e-notarization, but I did a little bit more than that. But it was mainly for the same client. And so once COVID hit, I saw, you guys have to be able to see what's happening. E-Notary is going to take over. This is like, you can almost quote me on that. E-Notary is going to take over. It's going to be the next wave. It's going to happen, period. This is it. And so I saw that and I said, okay, let's get on it. And so I got on the platforms like Notarize, things like that. That's really the only one I started doing work with. I tell you guys, Safe Docs and Notary Camp too, because theirs is good, but I like Notarize. I was just really drawn to them. I like how it's automated and it's organized. I like things to be smooth. And my number one thing is I don't want to schedule. Okay. I do not want to schedule. If you need me to commit to a schedule from you, it's not going to work in any arena of my life. Okay. I need to be able to move freely. And so with Notarize, you just log on, log off. Oh, I gotta check my docs. Okay. What was I saying? And so now I might do like 1 or 2 e-notary. It just depends. Like e-notary is really picking up for me, like 1 or 2 a day, not even a day, maybe like once every other day. But that's because it's more so like I'm not really on there. I'm more so like doing the trainings and, you know, building the companies. I'm not really working in the e-notary portion. I do take independence. I don't do much. I don't do anything on Notarize anymore. Reason being, it's not really worth my time anymore. I can make more money just charging my own rate and getting my independent clients than getting on their platform. But I do recommend getting on their platform when you're first getting started. Why? It's guaranteed money. It's always there. Log on, do e-notary work, get the money. You know, it's there. Do it. It's just for me and the way my schedule's set up now, it just doesn't work for me. But it works for so many people. And so it's just really up to you, personal preference. Let's see. Say it for those in the back, reading is fundamental. Y'all so silly. I screenshot standard operation procedure and say the computer. People try me like the job is not governed by a policy. I agree. I think I missed some questions, guys. If I did, I apologize. I got a lot going on in my inbox right now. You can't be in the Facebook group unless you're a Notary to Notary member. So you can't be in the Facebook group unless you're a student of Notary to Notary. So if you go to notarytonotary.thinkific.com, okay, or just go to Notary to Notary and hit courses, and you buy any of those training programs, then you can be added to the Facebook group. We literally just match up emails. Like when you go to the Facebook group, it asks you what email did you use on the platform. We just match them up. So you have to be on the platform. Okay. You sent me a text. Crystal looked out for me yesterday because I did forget to do something, and I love when you guys are like I said, a lot of my students I'm actually like friends with. Okay, let's see. My son is in college. He just called me while you were live. Of course, I took his call. A bit bummed out because he has a boatload of calculus homework. I reminded him of how you eat an elephant. How to eat an I like that. How you eat an elephant. Hold on one second, guys. You reminded him of how to eat an elephant. Also, told him he needs to listen to you right now. Surround him with positive people that uplift you. I love it. That's my my wonderful coaching student, Sandy. Do you wait on SnapDocs approval before signing up with companies? No. So it's two different things. SnapDocs is one signing service, you can like one technology platform. So sign up with them, wait for their approval, yes, but keep signing with other companies. It's two different things. Okay, that's just one company you're signing up with. 80 degrees in Florida. I'm upset, Will. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. It's super cold here. In St. Louis, it's freezing. 75. We need to go to Vegas. I'm going to book my trip today. If I don't book it, I'm going to keep putting it off because things keep coming up. I'm going to book it. We're going to Vegas. I did a reverse mortgage in the ice storm yesterday. It was great practice and the money was good. It better be good with ice storm and reverse mortgage. Secured signings is the platform I recommend. That's where I'm switching over to, but I did use Doc Verify. It depends on your state. Between Doc Verify and secured signings, it's the ones I prefer. If your state doesn't have either of those two, then you can use Signex too. Well, Signex could be a little better than Doc Verify too. Is there a promo code for the E-Notary? Only on this live. I'm not putting it on social media. If you use promo code 2021, you can save 30% off any of the trainings online. Can you go over her docs things? I'm an E-Notary, but I'm confused on which platform to use. So if you're just getting started, guys, I always say just do Notarize, Notary Came and Safe Docs. Don't do platforms you have to pay for because you're going to lose money at the end of the day until you really build up your business. I made it to the bottom of the comments. Aren't you proud of me? Notary Gadget, I have to look and see. I forgot how much their monthly is. Who has Notary Gadget on here that can tell how much the monthly is? It's 27 degrees in New Hampshire. One bite at a time is how you eat an elephant. What's the date you're coming to Jersey in April? I don't know right now. Everything's on hold. We gotta see what's going on. What printer is behind you? How does it work as a dual tray? It looks like a single tray. This top piece right here pulls down. Ta-da. See? Cool. All right, that's the HP LaserJet. It's in the training. I have a link in the training in all of our social media posts, so you can click it too. It's 30 here in good old New York. I know it is. That's why I'm out there. So they said it's $99 for the Notary Gadget, and someone said, "Oh, Notary Assist is $7.95." Do you ever do apostille work? I have. You can't. I mean, you can still do it, but it's very limited right now because of COVID. They closed the building down, so you can't go in the building in Virginia. You got to mail it in, which is really irrelevant. I mean, it's kind of counterproductive. But yeah, I used to do a lot of it. Like when you get those, I tell you guys, when you get the out of the country calls, that's usually for apostille work. So if you get an out of country call and you're listed as a notary, that's probably what they're calling you for now, or E-Notary. You're gonna meet me in Vegas, yay! What are your thoughts on work with One Notary? I think they're a great company. They're not going to train you, so you have to know how to use their platform. They're not going to train you. I talked to the owner. She said, you don't know what you're doing, please don't come over here. Do at least 50 on another platform before you go to One Notary. I purchased that printer, didn't realize it already had a dual tray, so I ended up buying a high capacity tray as well. Aww. Come on down. Make sure you look me up. You know I'm going to look you up, Dominique. That was from my coaching students. So you know I'm going to look you up, honey bun. Thank you so much for responding to our questions. You're the best. Okay, so let's get back to what I was talking about, which was the E-Notary. So I was telling you guys that E-Notary is the next wave of everything. And I have the E-Notary training. I'm working on adding more content to it. You guys know once you're in the training, you can still have access to it. And so I have 4 things I have to get done today. And E-Notary is number 3 of the 4. And so I need to start knocking it out. I think it's like, what time is that? Ooh, it's already 1:30. Pray for me. But I'm gonna get it done. But and so E-Notary, guys, to everybody, before you do the E-Notary training, make sure that you check with your state to make sure they allow for RON. Most states do. I think like what, 45 now have it. It's only like Georgia no, South Carolina no, California no. That I can think off the top of my head that I know are no's right now. E-Notary is definitely worth every penny of it because you can make money while you're sitting at home on your computer. It takes you a few minutes, and then Crystal had docs too. Crystal had an order.
The one that you just put out for you. Yeah.
One moment. You gave it to Crystal.
Yeah, she's the only one who replied yes. Everyone else said no.
Okay.
Or didn't reply.
Let me know how far the way that drive is. You guys know I have a signing service too. So right now we're sending out work orders, and I'm just watching my notifications on my screen. If you're in Maryland, please get on my platform on signingorder.com. But I have an interview today with Florence. You guys are gonna see it. She started off as a coaching student, or I think did she go coaching? I think she started off on the training, and then she did the coaching, I think. And anyway, it's really cool because I love when my students, start getting into it and they're killing it. And then now she's one of the main people that I use when I do the Virginia closings. I think, is she in Virginia or Maryland? She's in Virginia. She's in Maryland. She's one of my Maryland closers. And usually, I told you guys, when those orders come through, and this is what happens with loan closings in general, especially when we get flustered and it's a lot going on. When those orders come through and we're putting them out and we start seeing people respond, when I see Florence's name, because a lot of my students are in Maryland are not on the profile, not on the platform, but we look and see for students. When I see Florence, oh, give it to her. Call her, especially she can do it. Because I know she knows what she's doing. She's done it for, that's literally what happens. You get favorites in companies. But I'm not saying that I won't use you in Maryland. I'm saying that I need more Maryland people. And so people respond, that's just not her. But if you're not a student, then I will still give it to you if no student responds. Does that make sense? So as long as you're not a student, if you're a student and you respond to a text message, we'll give you the work before we give it to someone who's not a student. But if I send a work order out and none of my students respond and all of these people who are not my students respond, then I'll have to give it to one of them. So that's what I mean. I do give the students the offers first and wait to see if they can have it. And if not, then I give it to anyone who else responds who's not a student. That has a profile picture and a phone number. I don't know why some of y'all make profiles with no picture. Let me tell you, I'm going to say this one time, and I hope this is what you get out of the whole conversation. If you have a notary profile anywhere, on anybody's platform, with any signing service, with anything, and there's not a picture of your face, okay, you are going to drastically decrease the amount of opportunities you will get, okay? I'm going to explain to you why. Because most signing services send that picture to their client so they know who's going to show up at their house, okay? So if you respond and there's no picture on your profile, I'm not going to give you the order because I can't send your picture to my borrower so they know who's going to complete their closing and show up at their house. Okay, there are so many profiles on signingorder.com that don't have a phone number and don't have a picture. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm so confused. Okay, let's start there. Let's start there. Let's start there. And we move on. But anywho, what was I saying? Do you offer one-on-one training? I work full-time, very long days. I work from home. I'm in Michigan, however, licensing I have. So we don't have one-on-one training anymore because it's full. So what you can do is the online training. It's self-paced. You go at it at your own pace. There's not like at the clock. You don't have to log on at certain times. It's literally if you're up at 12 o'clock in the morning, you're up at 12 o'clock in the morning, going ahead and doing this online training. The only thing that's timed is when we have our additional Sunday training, which we'll have one this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. If you can't attend it live, don't worry. The replay link will be added to that same training so you can watch it again at 12 a.m. in the morning. You got this. There is literally no reason for anyone not able to go through the training because I try to make it as accessible to everybody as possible. It is literally me teaching you, but whenever you log on. And I know people say, well, they want like, okay. What was I saying? Please send you some general notary work. And that's the cool thing about my company, On Time Notary, is that we're the only company right now doing all three. We're sending out general notary work, loan closings, and E-Notary. Now, E-Notary is kind of on hold. I'm the only one doing all the E-Notary work that comes in right now because I need to get a platform that I really like to disperse the funds, the work out to, and I haven't figured that quite out yet. I'm still researching, but once I figure that out, because basically I would get the platform and then you guys would come on as users, and that's how I would send the work order out. So it's a little different, but don't worry. We'll get you together. Is Ron available in New York? Yes. My dad lives there. I tell for to be ready at the end of the month. Awesome. We'll be here for you when you're ready. Is it training? I lost it. Is it training for people in other states? The training is nationwide. It doesn't matter what state you're in. I'm not in Maryland. I'm in Virginia. But what I was talking about, so I have two companies that we're talking about. Notary to Notary is the notary training platform. That's what I do. I teach you how to build a notary business. On Time Notary is also my notary signing service, where I take those students and all the other notaries that are out there, and I put you on my platform. And when I receive work orders for general notary work, loan closes, and e-notary, I send it out to you for you to complete the task. The same concept how you sign up with other signing services. On Time Notary is a signing service. So there's two separate companies, but what you're on right now is Notary to Notary, the notary training platform. My signing service does work nationwide. Doesn't matter where you are. If we have an order in your area, we'll send it out to you on signingorder.com. You'll get it as a text message, and we will go from there. All right, I do have to get ready to rock and roll. I didn't know time kind of got by me, but I promise I will get you guys together. I promise. And I have to come back on here later because I didn't get to touch my e-notary like I wanted to. Yes, New York does have e-notary. Does Alabama allow for e-notary? I think it does. I have to look it back up. I don't remember off the top of my head. Ron is in Jersey. Yes. It's in almost every state that's outside of like 4 or 5. Do you think states that haven't approved Ron will eventually approve? I do. I really do. All right, guys, that is also the clock on the wall. I absolutely love you guys. You can register for the training online at notarytonotary.com. Use that promo code 21 to save 30% off that training. I'm going to see you guys again later today because I do have to do a giveaway for the YouTube member of the month. We're giving away an Alexa Echo or something like that. So I'm going to pick a winner today. We're going to announce it later on this afternoon. You're also going to see the interview with Miss Florence on how she started off in my training and now she's my #1 notary closer in Maryland. And so just stay tuned for that, guys. I will come back on here later on today. So until next time, you know how we do this thing. Happy signing. And I will talk to you guys luego. Bye. All right, my dear. Bye, bye, bye.